cheto-darpana-marjanam bhava-maha-davagni-nirvapanam श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधु जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनं नामनामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं यदृशं इह जानीनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना ममानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदारि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनि ईश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहितुकी त्वयि एनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं माम विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थित धूलीसदृशं विचिन्तये नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविदेहेन मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां विनष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्मतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. Today we are starting with Madhya Lila and Madhya Lila Volume 1, the latter pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Till now we heard his childhood pastime, that was in Adi-lila, all the way up till his youth. He took sannyasa from Keshav Bharati, and after that he has gone to Jaganath Puri. Before that he went on a tour. So first 24 years of his life he was in family life. In the next 24 years of his life he was a sannyasi. So now that life, what he did in his sannyasi life, comes in his Madhya Lila. We are going to start that. So chapter 1 is basically a synopsis. That is his style usually. First chapter will start with the synopsis of whatever is going to come in the later chapters. And in the end, he will always combine again. He will remember everything, whatever he has written. So that's his style, beginning like this and ending like with the same thing. The reason he adopted this style, he has already mentioned, he had become very old. So he used to think that, there is so many things to give. But if I'm not able to give everything fully, at least if the first chapter, if somebody reads, then at least they'll come to know the gist of it. And most of it has been already written in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he has again and again he will mention, oh, this was mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangal. So if somebody is interested, and if the reason for him was if he is not able to complete the book because he has become so old, then at least they will have a reference to go to Chaitanya Bhagavat. So the first chapter usually will be the synopsis of what is going to come in the later chapters. Text 1. Yasya prasadadagyoapi sadhya sarvagnatam varjet Sri Chaitanya Devo me Bhagwana samprasidatu. Even a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, I am praying to the Lord for his causeless mercy. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. Jayatam suratao pangur mama mandamater gati mat sarvasa padam bhujao Radha Madan Mohanau. Then he remembers Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Gopinath, Radha Govinda, all his deities. Glory to the all merciful Radha Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised. They are my directors. And their lotus feet are everything to me. And then he remembers Radha Govinda. In the temple of jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desire tree, Sri Radha Govinda is served by his most confidential associates. They are sitting upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisances unto them. Shriman Rasarambhi Vamshi Vata Tatasthitau Karshan Venu Swanair Gopir Gopinatha Shri Astunam Naha. Then he says, I remember Radha Gopinath. So his three deities, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda Dev, Radha Gopinath, all in Vrindavan. He's remembering all of them. Radha Gopinath, he says he is the one who attracts all the gopis by playing the flute. And where does he play the flute? At Vanshivat. So in one shloka, he has remembered everything. Vanshivat, and he has remembered the gopis. Then after that, he prays obeisances to Gaurachandra, Nityananda, Advait Prabhu, Gadadhar Prabhu, and all the devotees of Nityanand Mahaprabhu. Jaya Jaya Gaurachandra Jaya Kripa Sindhu Jaya Jaya Shuchi Sut Sachi Sut Jaya Dina Bandhu Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Srivasadi Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda पूर्वे कहिलु आदि-लीला शास्त्रगण सूत्रगण यहाँ विस्तारिये छेन दास वृंदावन. I have previously described in synopsis the Adi-lila, which have already been described in detail by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Therefore, I have only given a synopsis of those incidents, and whatever specifics were to be related have already been given in that book. To describe the unlimited pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not possible. And therefore, the author says, I'm only relating those chief incidents and giving a synopsis of those pastimes occurring at the end. I shall only describe in synopsis that portion which Vrindavan Das Thakur has described very elaborately in his book Chaitanya Mangal. Whatever incidents are outstanding, however, I shall later elaborate. Actually, the authorized compiler of Pastimes of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We heard this name many a times. He is the modern day Vyasadev. Only upon his orders, I'm trying to chew the remnants of the food that he has left. Placing his lotus feet upon my head, in great devotion, I shall now describe, in summary, the Lord's final pastimes. 26 वत्सर प्रभुर गृहे अवस्थान ताहाया करिला लीला आदि लीला नाम 26 वत्सर शेष यही माघ मास तारा शुक्ल पक्षे प्रभु करिला संन्यास. For 24 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at home, and whatever pastimes he performed during that time was spoken in the Adi-lila. At the end of his 24th year, in the month of Magh, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life. After accepting sannyas, Lord Chaitanya remained within this material world for another 24 years. Within this period, whatever pastimes he enacted are called Sesh Lila, or pastimes occurring at the end. Sesha Lila Ramadhye Antya Duhi Namahaya Lila Bhedevi Vaishnava Sab Nama Bhedakaya. The final pastimes of the Lord occurring in his last 24 years are called Madhya Lila, that is the middle one, and the Antya-lila. All the devotees of the Lord refer to his pastimes in this three divisions. So now we know Adi-lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita is divided into three pastimes. Adi-lila, Madhya Lila, Antya-lila. Madhya Lila is the longest book, and Antya and Adi are like small. For 6 years of the last 24 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India, from Jaganath Puri to Bengal, from Cape Comorin to Vrindavan. Cape Comorin is Kanyakumari, the end of southern tip of India. So he went all the way from Odisha. All the yatras has been given very nicely. You will see all the temples he has gone through. Very beautiful. So he went from Jagannath Puri, Bengal, and then from there to Cape Comorin. And then he also went to Benares. And then he went to Vrindavan via the jungles of Jharkhand. All the pastimes performed by Lord in those places are known as Madhya Lila. And whatever pastimes were performed after that are called Antya-lila. The pastimes of the Lord are therefore divided into 3 periods: Adi-lila, Madhya Lila, Antya-lila. Now I shall elaborately describe the Madhya Lila. For 18 continuous years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jaganath Puri. Through his personal behavior, he instructed all living entities in the mode of devotional service. Of these 18 years at Jaganath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 6 years with many of his devotees. By chanting and dancing, he introduced the loving service of Lord. Nityananda Gosaire Pathaila Gauda Deshe Teno Gauda Desha Bhasaila Prema Rase Sahaje Nityananda Krishna Premodam Prabhu Agya Kailaya Taha Premadana. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to spread this movement everywhere. So even though he decided to be in Jagannath Puri, why he decided to be in Jagannath Puri, all the stories are going to come. He instructed Nityanand Prabhu to stay in Bengal and from there continue the Sankirtan movement. Bengal is known as the Gauda Desh. Lord Nityananda Prabhu overflooded that country with the Sri Nityanand Prabhu is by nature very much inspired in rendering transcendental loving service to Lord Krishna. Now being ordered by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he distributed the loving service anywhere and everywhere. I offer innumerable obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Nityanand Prabhu, who is very kind to spread the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to address Nityanand Prabhu as his elder brother, whereas Nityanand Prabhu addresses Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Lord. So this was a loving relationship between them. He used to call him brother, elder brother. But Nityanand Prabhu would call him Mahaprabhu, Prabhu. Although Nityanand Prabhu is none less than, he is Balram incarnation, but he always thinks that I am the eternal servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, Nityanand Prabhu requested every devotee over there to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant his glories, and utter his name. Nityanand Prabhu claimed that the person to be his life and soul, who Nityanand Mahaprabhu claimed that that person to be his life and soul who rendered devotional service unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ehi mata loke Chaitanya bhakti layola dine hi anindaka sabera nistarila. In this way, Srila Nityanand Prabhu introduced the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to everyone without discrimination. Even though the people were fallen souls and blasphemers, they were delivered by this process. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sent the 2 brothers, Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatana Goswami, to Braj. So Nityananda Prabhu is in Bengal. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in Braj area, Vrindavan. by his order, these two brothers, we'll hear the story very nicely. It's going to come. Beautiful story. These two brothers went there, live like a mendicant. You go to Vrindavan, all the places, Rupa Goswami's place, Ter Kadamb is still there. Very beautiful place. So in Ter Kadamb, now Vrindavan is very much developed. Earlier it was like a village. So these two brothers, they used to sit there and they used to meditate. And Ter Kadamb is like a complete village. And Rupa Goswami was meditating for many days and he was hungry. And there was nobody around to give anything to him. But he would have gotten weak. And that time one lady from Nandagaon, she came. And she came and gave him the kheer to revive him. That kheer, that lady who had come was Radha Rani. She disguised as a coward lady, and she came and she gave the kheer to revive him back. So this place is called Ter Kadamb. Ter means where the peacocks make loud noises. So now Ter Kadamb has changed, but when I saw Ter Kadamb, that was many years ago, almost 10 years ago. I go every year to Ter Kadamb, one of my favorite places in Vrindavan to go. But first time when I went, there were actually so many peacocks and making loud noises. I could see peacocks flying, peacocks everywhere. And it was still developing. So now the temple has become very nice. At that time, it was not very nice. So me and my friend, we both went to Ter Kadamb. And we decided we'll be doing 64 rounds of chanting. So we reached there early morning. So there were two priests. And they were from Gaudiya Sampradaya only because of the tilak I could find out. And when we entered, they're like, oh, Sakhi has come. Lali, they call Lali. All the ladies, they'll call Lali. Lali, don't go without eating the prashadam. We are like, okay, we'll just sit there and we'll do the prayer. So they have a small kund. Now the kund is very developed. At that time, it was not developed. There was no ghat or nothing. It was just a kund and very beautiful kund. There were turtles coming out of the kund and we were chanting. The turtle just came near us and sat down. And we took our mala, both of us, to one corner and we sat down chanting. Around 12:31, we heard the puja, everything was done. Around 1 o'clock, we were done with our chanting. Then we came inside and we wanted to, like he had told, we'll be giving you madhukari, eat the madhukari and then you leave. So we came inside and we were like, okay, Baba, we're done with our sadhana. So he served us food. We thought he has come from madhukari. Madhukari means they go to 4-5 houses and they collect the food and whatever is there, simple food, because he's a priest and that place is full village. What am I supposed to get there? Nothing. There's no hotel, there's no restaurant, nothing. Full village. So we were expecting we'll only get something, some prasad and we'll leave. But there were two priests and they served us like chappan bhog, like so many items. And then the person there was this guy who had taken us in bike because you can't travel. Now it is easier. At that time, it was very difficult. So from Barsana, we took a bus and we got down at one place near Nandagaon. From Nandagaon to come to this place, we have to take a bike or something. So this bike guy had come. And once he has dropped you there, it is his duty to take you back because who else will take us back then? We will be stuck. So that guy said, Didi, you guys be here. I'll see you at 1 o'clock. Once my work is done, I'll pick you up and I'll drop you back. So we're like, okay. So we are having this prashadam. After all the prashadam is done, we got Radha Rani's prashad, the kheer. So even till date, you go to that temple, they will give you kheer prashad, which is to commemorate this thing, to remember this thing that Radha Rani had come and given kheer to Rupa Goswami at that place. So even till date, whatever time you go, they'll give you some kheer prasad. So that day we had one kheer prasad. It was so tasty, Radha Rani's kheer prasad. And then the biker, he came and he got the prasad from Nandagaon, the Rajbhog. And then I ate, both the kheers from Krishna's place. Nandagaon means Krishna's place. Ter Kadamb is Rupa Goswami's place. Barsana is also, so Ter Kadamb comes near Nandagaon, in between Barsana and Nandagaon. And we are having Radha Rani's prasad. Of course, Radha Rani's prasad was much more tastier. Both the prasad were tasty, but Radha Rani's was much more tastier. But after the prasadam was done, we asked the priest, I asked, you were supposed to give us Madhukari, but you gave us so much prasad. He said, oh, Didi, last week some people had come from Delhi and they were just roaming around in the Ter Kadamb and then they took pictures. So in the forest, one of the picture, because there is a forest around, so they took the picture and they said, oh, they saw something like a Krishna's face in the picture. The child had taken, not them, child had taken. So when they saw the picture, they were so happy. So that's why they came back again this week to give the prasadam to the temple. So it was for your luck, you guys are lucky to get the chapan bhog, but otherwise we only eat simple roti and butter and something like that. We don't eat so much. But today, because probably Krishna wanted to feed you and Radha Rani wanted to feed you sumptuously, that's why all this chapan bhog has come. So enjoy. And you are so lucky, both of you. You are getting prasad even from Nandagaon, because that is also not possible. Nandagaon's Rajbhog time is different and our Rajbhog time is different. So I'm talking about a time when the temple was not that popular. Now it has become very popular. Now the temple is very well built and the kunjas, the original kunjas are still there. Like people go to Nidhivan. Nidhivan has become, Nidhivan also now they have made it, you can't go and touch the trees. But few years ago, you can actually touch the trees also. You can go in that soil also, but now you cannot. So Ter Kadamb was also like that, same, very different. All the trees are like groves. Everything. It's like as if, you'll feel like Radha Krishna sitting behind the groves talking. You can feel that. The soil is very shiny. I have seen the soil of Vrindavan in night time sometimes at some places. Very shiny. Like you'll feel like there are gems. So lighted up. So all this and there are actually gems in some of the mountains there. So that's how beautiful Vrindavan used to be. The time I'm talking about. In my time itself, there is a lot of changes. So Rupa Goswami's place, where Radharani gave him the kher, is called Ter Kadamb. These two people were ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go to Vrindavan. What happened? All the stories we are going to hear. Whatever Vrindavan you see today, the Vanshivat place or any place where the Leelas happened, all were excavated by these two. And all the books of bhakti, whatever bhakti movement everything is inspired by the writings of these two people, the Leelas that they have given. Vidagdha Madhav, Lalit Madhav, Ujjwal Nilmani, so many things, and many more other books on bhakti Rupa Goswami have written. They were originally in Sanskrit. So whatever you read now is actually you will find a inspiration from these books. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagwan himself. He is in Radharani's mood. He knows what happened where? In Vrindavan. And with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guidance, these Goswamis discovered every place. And Vrindavan, as we see, it is because of their hard work. All right, so let's go to the chapter now. Both, after going to Vrindavan, the brothers preached with devotional service and discovered many places of pilgrimage. They specifically initiated the service of Madan Mohan and Govindaji. Both Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami brought various scriptures to Vrindavan and collected the essence of these by compiling many scriptures on devotional service. In this way, they delivered all the rascals and the fallen souls. The Goswamis carried out preaching work of devotional service on the basis of analytical study of all confidential Vedic literatures, and this was in compliance with the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, one can understand the most confidential devotional service of Vrindavan. Some of the books compiled by Sanatan Goswami were the Hari Bhakti Vilas, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Dashama Tippani, and Dashama Charita. So these are various books that they did. We have already given the names of 4 books compiled by Sanatan Goswami. Similarly, Rupa Goswami has also compiled many books, which no one can even count. I shall therefore enumerate the chief books compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami He has described the pastimes of Vrindavan in 100,000 verses, 1 lakh verses. The books compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami include Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Vidagdha Madhav, Ujjwal Nilmani, and Lalit Madhav. Danakeli, Stavavali, very beautiful poems in Stavavali, very, very beautiful. Stavavali, Leela Chandapadavali, Govinda Virudavali, Mathura Mahatmya, and Nataka Varnan. Who can count the rest of the books? Headed by Laghu Bhagavatamrita, written by Srila Rupa Goswami. He has described the pastimes of Vrindavan in all of them. They are very, the Sanskrit is very tough. So, yeah, I mean, if somebody is lucky, but there are people in Vrindavan I have met, intelligent scholars who have read all these books. I have spoken to all of them. So, yeah, all the Leelas come from here. In Sri Bhagavad Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami has written conclusively about the ultimate end of devotional service. Then they had one more brother, Jiva Goswami. He also wrote many books. There's one book called Gopal Champu, full of transcendental pastimes. In this book, the eternal pastimes of Lord were established and the transcendental mellows enjoyed in Vrindavan are completely described. Ei mata nana grantha kariya prakasha goshti sahite khaila Vrindavane vas. Thus, Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and their nephew Sri Jiva Goswami, as well as practically all of their family members, lived in Vrindavan and published important books in devotional service. The first year after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order of life, all the devotees headed by Sri Advaita Acharya went to see the Lord at Jaganath Puri. So Lord had left for Jaganath Puri. First year, all of them, year after year, everybody used to go. Who wants to miss Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So luckily for them, the Rath Yatra is to happen in July and all. So for 4 months, they would travel from Bengal to Odisha. Unlike our life, you can just take the Shatabdi and overnight and you can be there, or take a flight within 1 hour, you'll be there. In those times, they had to really travel, walk, go through villages, go through boats. And then, while they're doing the yatra like this, they were singing sankeertan in every town. So that's a beautiful description that will come in the future also. We'll be reading. So they used to go, attend the Rath Yatra ceremony, and remain there for 4 months, Chaturmas. And after greatly enjoying the company of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would then return back. At the time of departure, the Lord requested all the devotees, please come here every year to see the Rath Yatra festival of the Lord Jagannath's journey to Gundicha temple. Following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees used to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year. They would see the Gundicha festival at the Jaganath Puri and then return home after 4 months. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place and the situation becomes so intense that the Lord and the devotees could not be happy without meeting one another. So they have to meet for 4 months in a year. They will not want to miss this association. So all of them would come and meet him. The last 12 years were simply devoted to relishing the pastimes of Krishna in separation within the heart of the Lord. In attitude of separation, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared mad day and night. Sometimes he used to laugh, sometimes he used to cry. Sometimes he danced, and sometimes he chanted in great sorrow. At that times, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would visit Lord Jagannatha. Then his feelings exactly corresponded to those of the gopis when they saw Krishna at Kurukshetra. After long separation, Krishna had come to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister to visit. Rath Yatra aage abe करे न नर्तना तहाँ ei pada matra करे gayana सेत नाथ पैनु यहाँ लागी मदना दहने झुरी गेनु. It's a beautiful Leela. Actually, it's bhava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Jaganath Puri. He is in Radha Bhav, mood of Radha. What is the mood of Radha? She has seen Krishna in Vrindavan. How was Krishna at that time? Radha is a young girl and Krishna is a young boy. How Krishna used to look? Peacock feather, cowherd boy, dark, dusk, and his hair full of the raj of Vrindavan, the dust of Vrindavan. And these two young kids, they are in love with each other, adolescent. They want to spend time with each other. So natural. That love of adolescent love is a natural love. There's nothing what you will give to me types. It's a very natural love. So these two kids, Radha and Krishna, are growing in the village of Vrindavan and they are in love with each other. So Radha Rani has seen Krishna always like that, and Krishna also loves him like that. Now, same Krishna has become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Radha is inside. And then Jaganath ji is coming in the Rath or Jaganath. Radha Rani is like, where is my Krishna? This Jaganath with Subhadra, this is not my Krishna. Because Krishna holds a flute. Where is the flute? And this place, Puri, where he is, this is not the place. Why is he so far? And why is he on a chariot? Why is he not with me? Why are we not in the groves of Vrindavan? Where is Vrindavan? He would go in that bhav. I have just started. He goes in that bhav. Every time he would see, he would go into the bhav. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance before the car during the festival, he always sang these two lines. I have gotten the dead Lord of my life, for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. Ei dhuya gane nachen dvitiya prahara Krishna laya braje ai ei bhavantara. Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing this song. Seta parana nath painu yaha lagi madana dahane jhuri gainu. He says, he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. This ecstasy was always filling his heart. So he's in Jaganath Puri, he's seeing Jagannath Ji, and he's like, he's Radharani. He's like, where is he? Why is he like this? Why is he in his car? Let me take this Krishna. Let me take this Krishna back to Vrindavan. That was our place. That is where we have to sit and that is where we have to spend time. He would dance in front of the car in ecstasy. But after he used to come in his room. He's in in the same thought. How will I take Krishna back? How will I take Krishna back? In that ecstasy, Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited a verse. When dancing in front of Jagannath, almost no one could understand the meaning of this verse. Yau kaumara harasa eva, hi varasta eva chaitra kshapas, te kon milita malati, surabhya prauda kadambanilaha, sa chaivasmi tathapi tatra, surata vyapara lila vidau. रेवारोधसी वेतसी तरु तले चेत samutkanthate. The meaning was that very personality who stole away my heart when I was young. He alone is my master. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking in the mood of Radha Rani. These moonlit nights are the same. The same fragrance of Malti flowers is there. And the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover. Yet, still, my mind is not here. I am eager to go back to that place. On the bank of Reva, under the Vetasi tree, that is my desire. So Radhani's mood. He's seeing and he's speaking this sloka. Nobody understands this sloka, what this sloka is. But he's speaking in that mood. This is how he, whatever rasa we hear, whatever prema we hear in the world today, so many padas in Bayalis, Lila, Chaurasi, every other book, Ujjwal Nilmani, and so many books. All this started from where? It started from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to speak this sloka in that bhav. And in that bhav, he used to reveal what used to happen with Radharani and him and where all. When we read the Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavad, only a little hint was given in the Gopi Geet. After that, nothing. Because if Shukdev Goswami spoke more, he would have gotten into trance and he would not have been spoken. He would not be able to speak more. And he had to give all the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit, because Parikshit had gotten the curse. And through this Leela, they had to give us the knowledge. So Gopi Geet is one chapter. That bhava, what is that Gopi bhava for what Krishna used to say that, you know what? Radha is my guru. I have told in Gita, ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tataiv bhajamyam. Those who worship me in whatever feeling they have, I will reciprocate accordingly. But here in Vrindavan, the amount of love the gopis have given me, Radhani have given me, I feel like I cannot meet their love, their standards, their bars. They have just, I am bankrupt. I have said I'll reciprocate accordingly, but I'm totally bankrupt. I cannot reciprocate the way they love me. It's impossible for me. Bhagavan says that to Uddhav. We hear that. So then the question arises in the heart of the devotee. What is that love? Uddhav went and he saw. He's seeing in Brahmar Geet, hearing Radhani's situation. He saw and then he came and then he actually got angry at Krishna that how can you be like this? And plus Uddhav is a friend of Krishna and cousin, and Uddhav is like, I have seen you crying all alone in Vrindavan, in Dwarka, amidst so many queens. You have queens, you have luxury, you have palaces, you are the most wanted person. Everybody wants to associate with you. You are so attractive. Most desirous person. But I have seen you crying all alone and crying for Radha. And when you told me to go and explain it to them, I tried to explain them, and I have seen the love that they have. That Krishna, I understand your situation when you said I cannot reciprocate their love. I also feel I wish I become the grass. I wish I become the plants of Vrindavan, so that the gopis will walk on me. I also want to get their dust on my lotus. I also want to get the dust of their lotus feet. I want them to walk on me. I want to become the leaves, so that if they chew me, I will go inside their heart and experience that love that they have for you. That is what Uddhav is saying. So Krishna, he saw Krishna and first he was telling Krishna, I'll go and I'll explain them. I'll give them all the knowledge. So there's a place called Gyan Gudri, and we say in that Gyan Gudri, Gudri means a comforter. He went with the comforter of knowledge to give comfort to all the gopis. He'll give the knowledge and the gopis will be comforted. It so happened his comforter was thrown. All the knowledge was gone. He himself became restless. And he's saying, I just want to be in Vrindavan and become the dust of their lotus feet of the gopis. He was a Jnani, he became a Premi. Jnani means knowledgeable. Premi means lover. Bhagavan gave all the knowledge in Gita. We like that knowledge. But Bhagavan spoke Uddhav Gita before leaving the planet. That comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. And in Uddhav Gita, he gave us the hint of love. Krishna Prema. Who knows Krishna Prema more than Radha Rani? Nobody else. Nobody else knows Krishna Prema. Only the gopis and the queen of the gopis, Radha Rani, know. So if somebody wants to understand how to love Krishna, they have to surrender at the lotus feet of Radha Rani. They have to understand Gopi Bhava. Then you can really love. But how do you do that? What are those things? Radha Rani, after they finished their Leelas, the pastime, they left. Then Radha Rani spoke to Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. She's like, yeah, Shukdev ji gave, but he didn't give fully. And there are so many devotees who are going to come and who are going to love us. And they will be hankering for our pastimes. So we have to do this Leela. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here. And in his zone of Radharani, he's speaking all these shlokas. And from that shlokas, this is one drop of love Rupa Goswami felt and the other devotees felt. And then Rupa Goswami went on writing books after books after books. And all the books, all the pastimes have just come forth. Who was the energy behind that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is the energy behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Radharani. She is the Ladini Shakti. That energy, that power who gives happiness even to Krishna. That's why when we read these books and we read these pastimes, we feel the joy. Because the joy is Radharani. So in that bhava, he's standing in front of the Ratha and he's saying that it's the same moonlit night, the breeze is the same, and my love for him is the same, but he is not the same. I miss his company. Why is he sitting in the chariot? I want to take him away from all these crowds and I want to spend time with him under the Vedasi tree. This verse appears to be a hankering between some ordinary boy and girl, but its actual deep meaning was only known to Swarupa Damodar Goswami. By chance, one year, Rupa Goswami was also present there. Prabhu mukhe loke shuni, Shri Rupa Gosai, sei slokera artha shloka, karila tathai. Although the meaning of the verse was only known to Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami also heard it from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Rupa Goswami immediately composed another verse that described the meaning of the original verse. After composing this verse, Rupa Goswami wrote it on a palm leaf and put it on the thatched house in which he was living. After composing this verse and putting it on the roof of his house, Srila Rupa Goswami went to bathe in the sea. In the meantime, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his hut to meet him. To avoid turmoil, these three great personalities, Haridas Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Sanatana Goswami did not enter the temple of Jagannath. So in those times, Bhagavan went to Jagannath temple. These three, Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, stayed away from the Jagannath temple because in Jagannath temple only Hindus are allowed. Even today Hindus are allowed. Nobody else is allowed. And Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family. So he's anyways not allowed. Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, they were working with Muslim Nawabs. And because they were working with Muslim Nawabs, the Brahmana society had outcasted them. They had been expelled. And that's why they were not considered as Brahmana anymore. And that's why they had also changed their name, Rupa Goswami, and they were known as Dabir Khas and Shakar Malik, both Muslim names. Because the time were very different at that time. So all these three did not enter the Jaganath Puri temple, and Mahaprabhu wanted to meet Rupa Goswami. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to see the Upal Bhog ceremony at the Jagannath temple. After seeing this, he would used to go visit these three great personalities on his way, on his residence. Upal Bhog is a type of offering performed just behind the Garuda Stambha on a stone slab. That stone slab is called Upal. All food is offered within the temple room, just below the altar of Jagannath. This bhog, however, was offered on the stone slab within the vision of the public. Therefore, it is called Upal Bhog. If one of these three were not present, he would meet the others. That was his regular practice. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the residence of Srila Rupa Goswami, he accidentally saw the palm leaf on the roof. And then he took the palm leaf and he read the verses composed. After reading the meaning, after reading the verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into an ecstatic mood. While he was in that state, Rupa Goswami came out and immediately fell down on the floor like a rod. When Rupa Goswami fell down like a rod, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and gave him a slap. And then, taking him on his lap, he began to speak. He said, Rupa, Mora shlokera abhipraya na jane koi. Mora manera katha tumi janila ke mane. How did you know? What I speak, nobody can understand. But how did you understand my intention? Ete bali tanre prabhu prasada kariya, swarupa gosai re shloka dekhai lalaiya. Saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed various benedictions upon Rupa Goswami, and taking this verse, he went to Swarupa Goswami, Swarup Damodar. Having shown the verse to Swarup Damodar with great wonder, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, how did Rupa Goswami understand my intention? What do you think, Swarup? What happened? And Swarup Damodar then replied, if Rupa Goswami can understand your mind and intentions, then he must have your Lordship's special benediction. The Lord said, Prabhu kahe tare ame santushta haya, alingana kailu sarva shakti sancharya. He said, I was so pleased with Rupa Goswami, O Swarup, that I embraced him. And just by my embracing, I have bestowed all the potencies he would need to preach the bhakti cult. I accept, now the author says, I accept Srila Rupa Goswami as quite fit to understand the confidential mellows of this prema bhakti, and I recommend that you explain devotional service to him further. I shall describe all these incidents elaborately later on. Now I have only given a brief reference. Priya soham Krishna sachari kurukshetra militas tataham saradha tadidam ubayo sangam sukham tathapyanta khelan madhuram murali panchama manome kalandi pulina vipinaya sprihati. This is the verse spoken by Srimati Radha Rani in Rupa Goswami's Padyavali. She says to her friend, my dear friend, now I have met very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but still, I would like to go to the bank of Yamuna, beneath the tree of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. Now, O devotees, please hear the brief explanation of this verse. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking in this way after having seen the Jagannath deity. The subject of his thoughts was Srimati Radharani, who met Krishna in Kurukshetra. Although she met Krishna there, she was nonetheless thinking of him in the following way. She thought of him in the calm and quiet atmosphere of Vrindavan, dressed as a cowherd boy, but at Kurukshetra, he was in a royal dress and was accompanied by elephants, horses, and crowds of men. Thus, the atmosphere was not congenial for their meeting. Thus, meeting with Krishna and thinking of Vrindavan atmosphere, Radha Rani longed for Krishna to take her to Vrindavan again to fulfill her desire in that calm atmosphere. So, I hope you're able to understand the Leela. So, Jaganath Rath Yatra, Bhagwan is coming. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already expressed his desire that, he's in the Radha zone, Radha's mood. And he's saying, I don't want to be with him, he's crowded. But what is the shlok? The shlok, he again gave another shlok. He said, what is this act? So Krishna left Vrindavan when he was young, right? To kill Kamsa, and then after that he never returned back. And the gopis at that time, they just kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Because Krishna, before going, he said, I will come back. And he did not come back. And Radha Rani went in a zone. All the gopis, when you read that separation, it's in Bhagavatam, it comes very beautiful. All of them, the mother is waiting, the father is waiting, the gopis are waiting. Radha Rani was in a different zone. She forgot everything. Full time, wherever she's going, she's only thinks every little thing she would be reminded of Krishna. Sometimes she would go so crazy that she would go and embrace the nights, thinking, and she would fall down, thinking this night is nothing but Krishna. Madness. So time passed away, close to 100 years went away. And then one time there was a solar eclipse in Kurukshetra. And Bhagwan was going to come to Kurukshetra. And the news reached all the residents of Vrindavan. All the residents also decided to go to Kurukshetra. I think I must have told this story, but I just love this story again and again. All of them decided. So just imagine, Sri Krishna is coming like a king now, sitting in his chariot. All the queens are in their chariots. So when a king comes, he just doesn't come. He's coming with all the crowds. The elephants are there, the horses are there, there are the musicians playing welcome songs and dancers and the whole army. And this Vrindavan Vasis, they are just like cowherd people. They're also very well dressed. Radharani is Rani, the queen of Vrindavan, but he is the king of Dwarka. That's a different thing altogether. So she has come, and all the villagers, all the Brajvasi has come. They're all simple cowherd boys. They're all villagers. And these people are from the city. So there's a stark difference. And everybody is standing there and everybody is saying, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Because for them, in their mind, Krishna is that little boy who left for Mathura that day. And he never came back. They have only heard stories. It was not that, they've only heard stories by everybody who would go and see them. And then if they visited, they would talk about Krishna. How Krishna has become that. So they've only heard stories. But their mind is stuck on that image of their friend, of the boy from their village. So the motherly gopis are like my Krishna, he used to come to my home. They have become old now. But to them, Krishna is still the small baby who used to come home to take butter. And all the villagers are saying, oh, that person coming in that chariot, that is Krishna. And they're not able to grasp it. They're not able to believe it. They do not want to believe it. And the Sakhis, the friends who have played with him so many games. In the groves of Vrindavan, their secret games, their confidential games, their pastimes. That Krishna, who used to just wear a simple pitambari and, just a peacock feather, and who used to come. Now here they are seeing in that Ratha, in that chariot, all fully bedecked with jewels and, very royal dress and surrounded by all these people. The gopis could not believe. They didn't want to believe. They did not want to see him. They're telling, no, this cannot be Krishna. But then people said, no, that is Krishna. Look at him. Oh yeah, he looks very blue. Maybe that is Krishna. And then they show it to Radha Rani. Radha Rani is just not able to take this. And then she cries like this. Yes. Oh Sakhi, I met Krishna in Kurukshetra. But this is not the Krishna who left. This is not our Krishna. I would want to take him away from this crowd. I miss those times I spent with him in those groves. Just me and him alone. He would do everything for me and I would do everything to please him. But now, I and him cannot meet that way. Rukmani, the wife of Krishna, she knew about Radha. She had brought Radharani to the camp because she wanted to welcome Radharani because Krishna liked her so much. Radharani was shy. She's seeing Rukmani is also loving Krishna. Krishna is now their husband-wife. And Radharani is just the love of the past. Even though the respect is there, everything is there. But Radharani is just, Radharani is not she's not Rukmani. Rukmani is the officially wedded wife. Though the love is very different. Rukmani gave her milk, hot milk. Radharani was in a different zone. She would be like ecstatic. She didn't want to cry. I mean, she didn't want to cry in front of everybody or anything, but the love inside her has created, all the Mahabhavas were there, but she had controlled it. When Rukmani gave the milk, she didn't want to drink because she could not drink, but she drank it. The milk was so hot. She drank it. After that, Rukmani went back, Radharani went back to her camp, and Rukmani wanted to massage the feet of Krishna, and she sees Krishna's feet has all boils. She asked, what happened, Krishna? You have boils. Krishna said, you gave milk to Radha. She didn't want to drink. But just to keep your respect, she had. And the milk went inside her heart. And in her heart, there is nothing else but my feet. So that hot milk touched my feet inside her heart. And the boils are on me. This was the love of Radha and Krishna. And Radharani goes to her camp. And the Sakhis are asking, so how was the meeting? What did he say to you? And she says, yeah, I met him. But this is not the meeting I want. I want to take him all alone with me. Again, go back to Yamuna. Again, sit below a Kadamba tree. And the moon shining up above the Yamuna. And I want him to play the flute. All those beautiful tunes that he used to play just for me. He is not the same Krishna. He is the king of Dwarka. Our Krishna was different. This was the Kurukshetra Bhava. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now Radha Rani and seeing it in the same mood of Kurukshetra. He thought of him in calm and quiet atmosphere of Vrindavan, dressed as cowherd boy. But at Kurukshetra, he was in a royal dress and was accompanied by elephants, horses, and men. Thus, the atmosphere was not congenial for their meeting. And thus, meeting with Krishna and thinking of the Vrindavan atmosphere, Radharani longed for Krishna to take her to Vrindavan again and fulfill her desire in that calm atmosphere. So with this, I think we'll end it up here. The mood is very different. And then time is also up. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, let me just see you. Comment Amrita is writing, is there any specific significance of number 64? No, nothing like that. We were doing the Mahamantra. Prabhupada had recommended 16 rounds. 16 round takes around 1.5 hours. So the whole day we had 8 hours, we wanted to chant. That's why we used to do 64 rounds, because the whole time, what are we supposed to do? So, like that. Ma arboroetam in pasarina has peacock. Yes, yes, it does. They come sit next to you and not bothered by your presence. Yes. Very emotional. All right. So we'll end it up here and we'll see you tomorrow with some more beautiful bhavas from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Jai Shri Krishna. Ram Krishna Paramas Jayanti today. Jai Shri Ram Krishna. Jai Ho. Jai Ho. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Radhe Radhe, ma'am.